Happy Monday, Virtual Rockets. Monday means we have a new set of spelling words, and this will probably be one of, if not the last new set of spelling words that we have for this year. So that's exciting. I'm going to go ahead and open up our new list, and we're going to read them together and see if we can figure out what the pattern is this week. So I'll put my face down here so it's kind of out of the way. All right. At least listen the first time. I will read them twice. So if you can't read them the first time because you want to listen first, that's fine. But see if you can read them with me the second time. So our words this week are pretty, baby, very, puppy, funny, carry, lucky, only, sunny, penny, plenty, 20. Do you hear anything that sounds the same? Read them with me again. Pretty, baby, very, puppy, funny, carry, lucky, only, sunny, penny, plenty, 20. Tried to make it a little more obvious that time. That's why I was chuckling, because I can hear it at the end of the word, so I hope that you can too. All of our new words this week have a Y at the end, but it's going to sound like E. The Y steals the sounds of I and E, and our examples this week are all E. Okay, but Y can also make an I sound like in fly and cry. Our new words, so our spelling words, will be more like happy, sorry. So the E sound at the end, but it's important that we know that Y can steal the sounds of both I and E. So at the end of fly, I hear I, happy, I hear E. So this week, we have lots of words that end in Y, and that Y is stealing the E sound. So in every word, I'm just going to highlight the Y because that's the sound we're focusing on this week. Pretty, baby, very, puppy, funny, carry, lucky, only. E sound every single time. So not pretty or baby, baby. Not funny, fun-y. Not sun-y, sun-y. Penny, plenty, 20. So the Y is responsible for all of those sounds this week. So every single new spelling word in our phonics pattern ends in a Y. Our review words from last week are standing, hoping, spilled, using. So if you remember, those were the words that ended in ing or ed, but they also had another special rule. They didn't just add ing or ed. We have lots of words where if I took off the ending ing, I would be left with hop. But this word isn't hopping. This word is hoping. So when I drop the ing, I have to add my e back. Stand works, spill works. If I drop the ing, I'm left with us. But the word isn't using, it's using. So I have to add that e back. So remember, that was the pattern that we talked about for a little bit last week. So moving on today, we're going to look at some more words that follow our pattern, but are not necessarily all spelling words. Okay, so at the end of all of these words, we will hear that E sound, and they should all be made with the letter Y. I see some EYs, but we all end in the letter Y. So let's just read these together. Column 1, sandy, valley, money, 8E, like the number 80. Column 2, beauty, bumpy, party, hockey. Column 3, journey, funny, 20, baby. I feel like our eyes can probably already see this, but because it's what I usually do, I'm going to go ahead and mark our phonics pattern this week so that our eyes can see it. Hopefully our ears are hearing it. Every single word ends in a Y, and every single word we hear the letter E at the end. So that Y is making an E sound. Sandy, beauty, journey. Okay, and remember with this rule, the two options are that the Y can steal the sound of I or E. And hopefully that a lot of these words are just familiar to us, and we know that that word is not sandi, the word is sandy. The word is not parti, it's party. So part of deciding which sound the Y is making is thinking in our brains what makes sense and what we already know about words. If I'm trying to pronounce a word and it doesn't sound like a real word, or it doesn't sound like anything familiar, but I try it a different way and it does, that tells my brain that maybe I should change the sound the Y makes. So if I was reading in a story and I saw funny, that doesn't sound like a word that I've heard before. But I know that Y can make the sound of I or E. I tried I first, funny. Now let's try E, funny. That does sound like a word I've heard before. So sometimes when we have rules like this where it could go kind of two different ways, we have to use our brains and what we already know to help us figure out which one of those two sounds the Y is making. Your activity today is a little different than what it usually is on Monday because we are almost to the end of the year. Let's see, where did Mrs. Thomason put it? Okay. So instead of waiting until Tuesday or Wednesday to build the letters, I'm going to go ahead and challenge you to do that today because I think a lot of us are ready for that step. And remember, you can rewatch this video and re-look at the spelling words if you need to. So if you click this blue magnetic letters, it'll take you to our magnetic board. You are free to use your slate or just a piece of paper at home. This will play the spelling words I want you to build. If you use the magnetic board, this is how you can take a screenshot, or this assignment will also allow you just to upload a video or a picture. So I encourage you to build all of the words, but the ones I mentioned on my voice recording are the ones that I will be checking for today's assignment.